Good morning, sunshine. Today's video is the Sun, card number 19 in the Tarot Major Arcana. And, yeah, we love the Sun. Literally, we do as humans. Our bodies are dependent on it. Our Earth, our ecosystem, our solar system is all dependent upon the Sun, which is a sun, one of many, but finding ourselves here and now, we have the focal point of our movement, of our right to exist, dependent upon this fiery orb of warmth, of light, of life to thank. And how could one not wish to thank it, praise it, enjoy it, appreciate it as as a very real material construct within our lives. And it has other symbolisms and deeper symbolisms for sure. Excuse me 1 minute. Now, we'll quickly talk about the symbolism of sun, rays, fire, light. It's all very explicitly portrayed in these cards. We have two lovely, bright, warm, glowing suns on either side here from the Shadowscapes Tarot here, and a recent edition of mine, the Aleister Crowley Tarot. Both very light and warm, and we'll talk about those at a point. We'll focus on the smaller middle card from the lovely Soul Reflections Tarot. We have this very, what's the word? Anthropomorphized, humanized entity, face smiling, being serene, being full, emanating waves of light, waves into this lovely scene. And this is a quite commonish portrayal of the sun with a figure in a field of flowers. And these are what do appear to be wonderfully depicted sunflowers, and a child. And this one is wonderfully arms outstretched atop a horse. A very present horse, a very, one would say, non-active horse. Now, components to a lot of the animal depictions, and especially horses, are a lot about movement, and also the concept of seeing the human in part as a biological animal creature. Some might say lower nature. It can work as a terminology for some, but undeniably a part of our beingness, being physical, incarnate beings on this planet, which we share with other incarnate beings and animals as well. And atop the child. Now, the child for the sun is a wonderful kind of focal point to a lot of sun card depictions. And it is very much about an awareness and a return to innocence, childlike nature. Again, the concept of the being before the potential perceived despoilings that life may bring us. So the concepts around that are purity of beingness. And in many spiritual traditions, this would be referred to as the soul, which is where the word solar and soul meaning sun is all interlinked. Now, I really like the horse depiction of this just stillness within the scene. It's almost like the journey to self-recognition, self-fulfillment, union with soul has kind of stopped the endless searching or pursuit. The animal beast of our humanness nature, it can pause. Its work, its journeying is somewhat done, albeit for a time, a period. So the sun, as it says above here, some keywords are joy, vitality, success, positivity, confidence, innocence, abundance, wholeness, presence. So it's really about many things, but celebration and recognition of the joy innate in your own being of having this experience called life, and the things that have contributed to it. The amalgam of one's journey into recognition that we are divine beings is essentially what the sun is about. So other components and concepts around the sun can be about higher learning, higher understanding, higher, let's say divine, enlightenment, lightness of being, freedom, and really it's interesting, like the zodiac. You also see portrayed the different symbols in the other cards here. We have in Western astrology the sun signs, where you're born under each rough period of a month. Will have a different symbolism associated with it and traits, and which add to the unique flavour of each of us as individuals. And a lot of us focus on that as a part of who we are. And the sun is really about celebrating and recognising the joy of your unique beingness. And yeah, on our good days, we feel this, we know this, we are this, almost at times effortlessly. And it's not a form of narcissism, it's just a form of recognition of the specialness, divinity, and uniqueness of your unique expression of a part of divinity that we all are. Yeah. And if you recognize that for yourself, you can recognize that for the all. Hopefully. It's sort of an ambition. I'll move this one over to the side, so we can look at some other wonderful imagery here. In the center card is the Alchemical Visions Tarot. Really like this one. Yeah, so why not talk about that then now? Immediately, what kind of struck me about this portrayal are these, what I would almost call like wavelengths that radiate out left to right at the top and bottom of the cards. So we'll start down the bottom. We have this scene with a cat and a dog, very peacefully at repose on the corners with these crawling children, babies. Again, the kind of symbolism that was explored in the Soul Reflections tarot card with the horse, the animal nature at rest, at repose, and the childlikeness of joy, of wonder, of beingness in the world. And we also have this sort of scene, and it's kind of interesting that read left to right. It's a scene of kind of these life journey stages. An older couple very much enjoy a mother shepherdess with her children. What appears to be, is it a figure in the background? But the raising of the child, the middle years, and then a courting couple, very intently engaged with one another. The journeys of life. I like the fact that we have the kind of, well, we have a wavelength, but it's also implied the circle nature with the sun and the two children sort of on either mark end bookends, and the fact that read left to right, it goes from older to younger. Because a life can be seen as a line, a lifeline, a lifetime, but that's really just one journey as an incarnate being, and many would see, know and understand that we have had many journeys as a being, different vessels, different robes, different skins, in the cycles of our existences. And I think this is kind of somewhat subtly implied, or not so subtly implied, with this card. What would be the point? What would be the point of having multiple incarnations? There's many different ways of looking at that. The Buddhist terminologies are around samsara, the wheel of samsara, and learning and growth and development to go beyond that. The Gnostics refer to this world as a creation of the demiurge, controlled by archons, as a prison, as a trap. That's not too dissimilar to the concept of the idea of samsara in Buddhism at all. They're very, very compatible, talking about a very similar thing. So the point of it would be the journey and development of the soul of a being. You come back for more learning, for more development, for more growth, for more understanding. And if you accept that as a truth, it can make one's journey more meaningful, understandable, more peaceful, more purpose-driven, more compassionate to yourself and to those around you. It doesn't have to imply the submission to suffering. More an understanding of it in this realm as a tool for teaching, for learning. So again, we see plant growth happening on either side of this card, with vines climbing, fruit ripening. This is processes of natural abundance and nature doing its thing, allowing its thing to happen. And nature is a wonderful teacher if we allow ourselves time to be with it, to learn from it, to listen to it. And one of my favorite teachers. Now moving up to the higher part of this card, we have this serpent weaving its way across, and it's alongside it. You also have the astrological symbols for the 12 signs of the zodiac. But within the serpent, you also have these spheres with along it, and apparently this is a medieval manuscript, from a medieval manuscript documenting the processes, or a timing scale of the eclipses that can happen. And again, our sun is not always available, visible, to be seen. We have special occurrences of occulting or darkening, clouding, veiling of the light of the sun, like we do within our own journey in life. What I really, really like here is that the condensing and then the expanding in the layout of this kind of serpent, again, to me, talks, as it portrays like a central point. You could call this time, a point now, the forever now moment, which in essence is kind of the only moment where we exist. And yet we can look out to future and to past, and as it emanates out, it can grow. And again, this is portrayed quite linearly, which is fine, which is one way to understand. But it does kind of circle and loop back, is what I've learnt to understand with a lot of things we see as dualities or polarities. But we won't go too far into that. But if we are bound in a moment, in a time, in a body, in a vessel, it does not deny us the ability to see other moments of past or of future, and to have effect there. It's possibly what will be developed and discovered more, our abilities within those realms in the future, and will be really amazing and interesting and exciting times. To return back to another component I quite like expressed here in this card is sort of behind the top glowing central sun. There's this kind of explosiveness, the fieriness, the almost atomicness of expression of the sun. Again, a kind of background energy to this card, but present nonetheless. And to me, somewhat symbolizes that there can be a egoic nature to self that can be quite volatile. And yeah, it's just a reminder that you are a human being, vessel, soul, having an experience, as is everybody else. How one reacts, utilizes, shows, expresses that in this world um, will cause things to happen. And awareness of that is a good thing to know. So again, the study of you as a being, to know yourself and be aware and conscious, is the pursuit of all occult science, is really know thyself. And from knowing thyself, I can make conscious choices in fulfillment of a life deemed worthy to yourself, not at disharmony with nature and the lives of others to do the same. There are many other wonderful aspects to this card, but it just struck me as quite a wonderfully put together, assembled vision of the sun, or many suns. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 different suns there. So we will move these ones in here now. We have the Shadowscape sun, a figure riding a bird in a swarm of all these other lovely birds and figures under multiple orbed and egged light emanations. It is light that happens at the moment of conception. A brilliant flash has been recorded by science. So like the kind of egg shape within this, our consciousness, our divine spark, our soul. And this card really portrays the kind of journey and pursuit of the recognition of that, almost the celebration of that, the union of self with soul, with life force, with source, with divinity. And there really isn't too much else to say about it except how bright, jubilant, radiant, energetic, freeing it is. And on the other side here we have the Aleister Crowley tarot card. Again, you'll see depicted the different signs of the zodiac and certain symbolism to do with the orders that Crowley was a part of and learnt from. The rose in the centre there. And the mound. The mound is often portrayed, the green fertileness of earth, and the mountain a point of rising, one might say, spiritually. In the sun card here we also have 2 figures, and there are various twin mythologies here. There's quite a lot of symbolism for the portrayal of these twins. So in many regards I see this as a recognition of union between dualities within ourselves, and even you could say between flesh and spirit, between masculine, feminine, between many things. And in the sun card here, we have, how would I describe it? We kind of have the acceptance that together in harmony and in balance we can create and be from and within a spiritual framework. And there's many other aspects to this particular card and the Crowley Tarot, which we will explore in the next 2 cards that I have left to do. But for today, that will be all on the Sun. And yeah, be bright, be bold, be beautiful, be you. Allow others the same right and privilege as you would allow yourself. And be good. As best as you know how to be, in the warmth of who you are as a being, in the joy you bring, you experience in this world that you share, that the things that light the passions of your soul. And yeah, have fun. Aroha nui, and yeah, go well.